A woman signed a secret paper to remove you. They never wanted you to find out until it was too late. Archangel Michael says, there is a hidden document with your name written upon it, but not in the way you would expect. It was not crafted with honor, nor sealed with love, but with betrayal, desperation, and a plan to erase your place from something that rightfully belongs to you. The air around it carries shadows of secrecy, and the ink used upon it was guided by the trembling hand of a woman who thought her actions would remain buried forever. This woman believed she had calculated everything perfectly, down to the very hour where silence would cover her tracks. She wanted you removed, completely erased from a claim, an inheritance, or even from a position of influence that has always been part of your destiny. She never wanted you to discover it until the walls had already closed in and the consequences were too heavy for you to escape. The truth is chilling, and heaven has revealed it to you because the enemy's hand is now trembling under the weight of divine exposure. What she wrote in secret was not simply words, it was an attempt to strip your name, your rights, and your divine position from existence. But no paper signed in darkness can withstand the light of revelation, and no plan hidden in shadows can remain forever unexposed. The moment is drawing near when what was signed in secrecy will come crashing into the open. A revelation is unfolding that will shake the very ground beneath those who conspired against you, and it is no accident that you are hearing this warning now. The heavens have chosen this moment to prepare you, so that you do not stumble when the truth bursts forth. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 337. The woman behind this betrayal is closer than you realize, yet she cloaked her true face with familiarity and false care. She walked beside you, spoke with kindness in public, and even pretended to protect you, but her actions have betrayed her true nature. She wanted to take what was never hers to claim, to erase your part in the story, and to silence your rightful inheritance of favor. Every hidden detail of this secret signing was meant to blindside you, to leave you cornered with no chance of defense. The document was not just words, it was intended to carry weight in legal or financial realms, a weapon forged in silence but aimed directly at your life. Yet even before she completed it, heaven had already intercepted the plan and marked it for destruction. Archangel Michael says, this woman thought her signature was final, but it was only the beginning of her undoing. For every paper signed against you, there is a counter-decree from heaven, written in authority that no earthly hand can erase. And that decree speaks life, restoration, and unstoppable elevation over you. Her signature may have been ink on paper, but your name has been written in fire across divine scrolls that cannot be altered. And it is this truth that will soon unravel everything she has done in secrecy. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 448. You are now standing at the edge of a revelation that will not only expose her but will also prove that nothing done in darkness can outlast the light. The whispers behind her actions are already trembling, for what was once a sealed secret is now cracking open under divine pressure. She is nervous, because deep inside she knows that heaven has begun to unravel her fabric of lies. Do not be surprised when sudden conversations, hidden records, or even an unexpected messenger comes to reveal what she tried to bury. The truth will come in pieces at first, but soon it will flood you like a wave that cannot be stopped. What she meant for your erasure will become the very evidence that confirms your rightful place. Every move she made is now under divine spotlight. The spiritual court has already opened the books, and her actions are being weighed. Even though she believed she had bought time by keeping you in the dark, she cannot escape the reckoning that has already begun. This is not just about betrayal, it is about destiny trying to be stolen. And destiny cannot be stolen when heaven has marked it as yours. The woman who signed that paper has unknowingly signed her own exposure, and soon, you will witness the collapse of her false security. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 552. The tension is heavy, because the moment of unveiling draws closer with each passing breath. She is restless now, sensing that her secret may not remain buried for much longer, and that panic is beginning to show in her actions. People around her will soon notice her unease, her sudden defensiveness, her fragile attempt to keep control. There are others who were aware of her plan, some who silently supported her actions, and their fear is rising as well. They thought they could hide forever, but heaven is stirring the air, making it impossible for them to conceal their true involvement. Like cracks spreading through glass, their alliance is breaking under the pressure of exposure. Archangel Michael says, "You must prepare yourself, because the truth will not come quietly, it will break in with force. And when it does, you will see not only what was written but the trembling hands that carried it forward. What was meant to harm you will become the very proof that shields you. You are about to be shown evidence that was meant to stay hidden forever. It will shock you, but it will also empower you, because you will finally understand the extent of what they attempted and how far heaven went to stop it." Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 729. The woman who carried out this betrayal thought she was clever enough to cover every trace of her crime. She believed the silence around her was proof that she had succeeded, but silence is only temporary when heaven begins to stir. The quiet walls that once protected her deceit are now shaking, and soon they will fall apart under the weight of divine judgment. Her arrogance was her downfall, for she believed no one was watching. She thought that her secrets could outlive truth, but she did not consider the all-seeing eyes of heaven that never miss a detail. What she considered hidden forever has already been laid bare before the highest court, and her plans are already unraveling at their very core. You may have felt sudden shifts around you recently, unexplained heaviness in the atmosphere, or strange changes in people's behaviors. These are not accidents, but signals of the unseen war that has been raging on your behalf. Forces have been dispatched to intercept what was signed against you, and even now, the chains she tried to place on you are cracking. What she thought would bury you has become a stepping stone for your ascension. The very ink she used will testify against her, for documents can be destroyed but truth cannot. The secret she thought she would take to her grave will instead be dragged into the light, exposing her schemes to everyone she tried to deceive. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 1114. Even now, whispers are spreading in places you cannot see. There are people who once believed her story, who once trusted her manipulation, and they are starting to question everything. The foundation of her lies is shaking, and cracks are forming faster than she can hide. There is urgency in this moment, because heaven is moving to restore what was stolen before it takes root. If that paper had remained hidden much longer, it could have caused irreversible damage to your destiny. But the intervention of divine justice has disrupted her plans, and now the story is turning in your favor. She is aware that her control is slipping, which is why her actions may become desperate. She will scramble to cover her tracks, to shift blame onto others, and to make herself appear innocent. Yet the truth will follow her like a shadow, exposing her in the very places she thought she was safest. Archangel Michael says, "What was done in secret will soon become the loudest testimony in the open." The same paper she thought would erase you will erase her false mask, and the same ink she used to destroy you will leave a permanent stain on her reputation. This is the unfolding of justice that cannot be delayed any longer. Type Amen to get divine blessing 1266. Do not fear the storm that is coming, because storms do not come to destroy the chosen, they come to sweep away false structures. Everything around you may feel like it is shaking, but this shaking is necessary for the truth to rise. The collapse you are about to witness is not meant to harm you, but to free you from the silent chains she placed upon you. The people who once smiled at you while secretly agreeing with her betrayal will now face exposure as well. They may try to distance themselves from her, to pretend they were never part of her scheme, but heaven sees the fingerprints of their silence. They will be confronted by the very secrets they helped conceal, and they will not escape accountability. The paper she signed was meant to cut you off permanently, but what she failed to realize is that your name cannot be removed from what heaven has already written. She signed against your earthly name, but your spiritual identity is untouchable. And now, that signature is no longer a weapon, it has become evidence in a trial she cannot win. Her plan is crumbling, and the pressure is mounting so heavily that soon she will be forced to face the truth she thought she could outrun. The unveiling will not be quiet, it will be loud, dramatic, and undeniable, because heaven does not expose halfway. Everything she attempted in the dark will be displayed under the brightest light. Type Amen to get divine blessing 1399. You are being positioned in this moment not only to survive but to stand taller than ever before. What she thought would remove you is actually clearing the path for your elevation, as false voices are silenced and your rightful voice rises. The very stage she tried to erase you from will become the platform where your strength shines. There is a reason why this message is reaching you now, it is preparation. The next few days and weeks will carry signs, whispers, and revelations that you must pay attention to, because they will confirm what heaven has spoken. Each revelation is a stepping stone, guiding you closer to the full unveiling. Do not be surprised if unexpected allies rise to defend you, people you least expected to speak on your behalf. Heaven works through both seen and unseen hands, and when it is time for the truth to rise, even strangers can carry the message of your vindication. Watch closely, because the helpers are already moving into place. The woman who signed against you will not find peace in her actions, because peace does not rest in deception. Her conscience is burning, her alliances are cracking, and soon her own lips will betray her. The truth is too heavy to keep hidden, and even her silence will scream. Type Amen to get divine blessing 1507. Her betrayal was never just about greed or jealousy, it was about silencing your divine influence. She feared what you carried, she feared the authority written upon your name, and so she sought to erase it before it grew stronger. But what she failed to understand is that no human hand can silence divine purpose. The more she tried to bury your destiny, the stronger it grew in secret. Every attempt to cut you down became nourishment for your roots, and now your time of rising cannot be stopped. The very ground she thought she owned is trembling under the weight of your breakthrough. Even in the shadows, you were protected. Even in the silence, you were seen. And now, in the unfolding of this revelation, you will know beyond all doubt that you were never forgotten, never abandoned, and never erased. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart for a revelation that will change the way you see everything. The paper may have been signed in secrecy, but your story is about to be written in victory, louder than any lie ever spoken against you. And when it happens, it will be undeniable proof that you were chosen for this very moment. Type Amen to get divine blessing 1773. The cracks in her false foundation are widening with every passing day. She believed her control would last forever, but what is built on deception cannot withstand the weight of truth. The very signatures, seals, and secret alliances she depended on are now betraying her from the inside out. Those who once whispered with her in secrecy are beginning to distance themselves. Fear is spreading among them because they know exposure is near, and no one wants to be caught in the collapse. Their sudden silence and shifting loyalty are signs that the unraveling has already begun. You may notice strange behaviors around certain individuals, hesitation in their words, nervousness in their eyes, sudden changes in their attitude toward you. These are not coincidences, but markers of their involvement. They know the truth is coming, and they cannot bear the weight of what they chose to participate in. Her plan was never meant to be uncovered, but heaven does not allow a chosen one to be erased without a fight. You were marked for preservation long before her deception took root, and now her own weapon is turning against her. The signature she thought would silence you is the same mark that will silence her false authority. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2022. This is not only a battle of papers and signatures, it is a battle of realms. She tried to rewrite your earthly story, but she did not realize your destiny was sealed in a realm untouchable by human hands. Her pen cannot compete with the decree that was spoken over your life before time itself began. As the light shines brighter on what was done in secret, you will not only see her exposed but also the greater truth of who you are. This revelation is not meant to bring you fear, but clarity. It will show you the length heaven is willing to go to ensure your name is never erased. She thought her silence was her strength, but silence is fragile when truth begins to roar. No alliance, no hidden network, and no earthly strategy can protect her from what is now unfolding. The truth does not need permission to rise, and it is rising faster than she can react. You must be ready, because the unveiling will shift the way others see you. Those who once doubted you will be forced to admit they were wrong, and those who stood against you will tremble as justice unfolds. This is not just exposure, it is vindication on a scale you never imagined. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2199. The woman who thought she had the final word is already losing her grip on the narrative. Her carefully crafted lies are unraveling thread by thread, leaving her desperate to hold together an illusion that cannot survive. The harder she tries to maintain control, the faster her deception falls apart. Do not be moved by her sudden attempts to appear innocent or sympathetic. Her performance is nothing but a mask designed to protect her from the storm she created with her own hands. Those who look closely will see the cracks in her story, the inconsistencies in her actions, and the fear in her eyes. The truth is not on her side, and that is why her struggle is so visible. Every word she speaks is tangled with desperation, and soon even her allies will notice the emptiness behind her defense. They will begin to wonder if siding with her was worth the risk at all. And when that moment comes, she will stand isolated, left to face the exposure she thought she could avoid. It will not be a quiet downfall, it will be one that sends shockwaves through the very circles she tried to manipulate. Her fall will be a warning to others who thought deception could outlast destiny. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2333. You may feel the weight of this moment pressing heavily upon you, as though you are walking in the middle of a storm. But know this, the storm is not against you, it is for you. The winds are blowing away the debris, the lightning is striking false structures, and the thunder is announcing the arrival of justice. Her betrayal may have cut deep, but it cannot destroy you. You were built with resilience that comes from a higher place, and no betrayal can undo what was destined before it began. Every scar you carry will become evidence of your survival, not a mark of your defeat. Already, doors are being prepared for you that were once locked. The very places she tried to remove you from will now make space for you again, and this time, no one will be able to close it. Your name is not just being restored, it is being elevated beyond the reach of those who sought to silence it. Her paper may have carried authority in earthly hands, but it carries no power in divine realms. And when heaven strikes down her plan, it will be permanent. The erasure she planned for you is now the erasure she will face in the presence of truth. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2499. There is a trembling in the atmosphere that cannot be ignored. It is the sound of justice gathering momentum, the sound of divine order setting things right. The closer exposure comes, the heavier the air becomes, as though creation itself is holding its breath for the moment of unveiling. She is running out of time, and she knows it. Her once steady steps are now frantic, her confidence has become fear, and her strategy has turned into confusion. What she once thought was her strength has become her weakness, because her deception cannot stand the light. Those who watch her closely can already sense the shift. She may still try to smile, to laugh, to carry herself as though nothing is wrong, but beneath the surface, she is unraveling. Every move she makes now is drenched in the fear of being found out. And she will be found out. There is no hiding when heaven decides the hour of exposure has come, and that hour has already been set in motion. The paper she signed will not remain hidden, for truth has already placed it in the pathway of discovery. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2637. What comes next will shock many, because the exposure will not only reveal her betrayal but the web of connections tied to her actions. There were others who knew, others who remained silent, and others who benefited from the plan against you. They thought their roles were too small to matter, but heaven is bringing everything into the open. This will not be a partial revelation, it will be complete. Nothing hidden will remain untouched, and nothing done against you will remain concealed. The unraveling will reach deeper than anyone expected, bringing names, dates, and details that will leave no room for denial. Do not be alarmed if the exposure feels larger than what you imagined. This is because heaven does not reveal halfway, it reveals fully. The truth will pour out like a flood, and though it may shock you, it will also strengthen you. For in the end, the exposure is not to break you but to free you. The lies that bound you will be shattered, and the truth will place you back into your rightful position. Everything she thought she stole will return to you in multiplied measure. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 2788. The hour of reckoning is closer than she ever imagined. The woman who thought she could hide behind signatures and silence is now cornered by the very truth she tried to destroy. What she signed in darkness is preparing to testify in the light, and there will be no escape from the storm she has called upon herself. Her false calm is fading, and panic has begun to replace the control she once claimed. Each passing day feels heavier to her, because she knows the clock is ticking faster. She thought she could keep you in the dark until it was too late, but now it is too late for her, not for you. The evidence she thought would never see daylight is already being positioned for exposure. The hidden papers are moving, the sealed words are breaking, and the walls around her secrets are collapsing. She will not be able to stop what heaven has already placed into motion. The exposure will come like a flood, not a whisper, not a hint, but a full unveiling that shakes everything around you. It will shock those who trusted her, it will silence those who stood against you, and it will confirm beyond all doubt that your name was never erased. This is the moment where divine justice begins its work openly. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3127. You will not have to search for the truth, it will come to you. Conversations will reveal it, documents will surface, and even those who once opposed you will be forced to bring it into the open. The truth will knock on your door in undeniable form, and you will know it is heaven's hand. The unveiling will not only expose her betrayal but also elevate your rightful place. Those who once believed her lies will now be faced with evidence they cannot deny. They will have no choice but to admit that you were wronged, and that you stood strong even when you were unaware of the battle against you. Archangel Michael says, you will not face this exposure alone. Forces of light are surrounding you, ensuring that when the truth breaks, it does not break you but builds you. This is your shield, your confirmation, and your moment of divine restoration. Do not fear the weight of the revelation, because it has come to set you free. Everything tied to her deception is about to fall away, and what remains will be your destiny, untouched and unshaken. Her betrayal is the last attempt of darkness, but it has already failed. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3291. The unraveling is now beyond her control. She has tried to run, but there is no place to run from truth. She has tried to hide, but the light finds her no matter where she turns. Every signature, every false agreement, every whispered conversation, all of it will come to the surface. It will not appear vague or uncertain, but precise, undeniable, and shocking to those who thought you would never see it. This is the moment of exposure written long before she ever put pen to paper. The fear in her spirit will grow until she cannot bear it. She will stumble in her words, contradict her own stories, and betray herself before she is even confronted. The very lies she created are now the traps that will capture her. And when she finally faces the full weight of her betrayal, she will see what she could never escape, that your destiny cannot be signed away. What belongs to you cannot be transferred, what is written for you cannot be erased, and what heaven decreed for you will not be stolen. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3444. Your vindication will not be hidden, it will be public. The same way her betrayal was signed in secret, your restoration will be declared in the open. It will not be something whispered quietly, it will be undeniable, visible for all to see. This is why the heavens have been preparing you, strengthening you, and guiding you through the pressure. You are not just surviving this moment, you are rising through it. This betrayal was designed to destroy you, but it is transforming into the very evidence that will elevate you. Those who once doubted you will witness your vindication. They will not be able to deny the truth when it crashes into the open, and their silence will turn into astonishment. The narrative they once believed will dissolve, replaced by the undeniable clarity of revelation. And through it all, you will stand not as a victim but as a victor. The woman who tried to remove you will face the consequences of her actions, while you will stand in the place she tried to erase you from. This is divine reversal, and it cannot be stopped. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3599. The storm is here, but you are not to be afraid of it. It has come to clear away what no longer belongs and to expose what was hidden against you. It has come to restore balance, to return what was stolen, and to bring justice where lies once reigned. You will see with your own eyes how quickly deception collapses. One moment it looks strong, the next it crumbles under the weight of exposure. This is how the divine works, swiftly, decisively, and with undeniable force. The woman who once thought she was untouchable will realize that her signature carried no lasting power. Her paper was nothing more than ink in the wind compared to the eternal decree written over your name. And when she faces her downfall, you will stand as proof that destiny cannot be stolen. This is the closing chapter of her deception and the opening of your elevation. You are stepping into a season where the truth itself will fight for you. And when it is done, no one will ever again be able to deny your rightful place. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3722. The weight of this moment is heavy because it carries finality. Once exposed, there will be no going back, no repairing the illusion, no silencing the evidence. The truth will spread, and her betrayal will echo louder than she ever imagined. But for you, this moment carries liberation. The chains that tried to bind you in silence will be shattered forever, and your name will rise stronger than before. You will not only reclaim what was stolen but also carry a testimony that cannot be challenged. Archangel Michael says, "Stand firm, because your victory is sealed." Do not allow fear to shake you, for the exposure is not against you but for you. This is your time to see the hand of heaven move openly in your favor. The woman who signed against you has reached the end of her deception. And you, the one she tried to erase, will now rise into the fullness of your destiny, untouched by her betrayal and crowned by divine justice. Type Amen to get divine blessing 3888. The air is shifting around you, carrying the weight of a conclusion that has already been decided. Her time of hiding is over, and the truth she fought so hard to bury is rising like a tide that cannot be pushed back. Every attempt she makes to cover her trail only makes the exposure more obvious. Her downfall will not come through the hands of men alone but through the unseen forces that have already moved against her. The balance of justice has been tipped, and her actions cannot remain concealed any longer. This is a collision between her deception and the unshakable order of truth. She thought her alliances would protect her, but those alliances are breaking apart faster than she expected. Fear is spreading among her circle, and silence is no longer enough to keep them safe. One by one, they will step back, leaving her to face the storm alone. And when she stands isolated, with no one left to cover her, she will finally realize that the truth she feared most has already arrived. The paper she signed in secret will be her undoing, and the exposure will be undeniable. Her hands may have written against you, but her own hands will betray her in the end. Type Amen to get divine blessing 4011. The ground beneath her is trembling because deception cannot build a lasting foundation. What she thought was secure is now collapsing, and she cannot hold it together no matter how hard she tries. The unraveling has gained speed, and nothing will stop it from reaching its end. You are being positioned in this hour not to fall but to rise. The storm may look fierce, but it is clearing a path for your next chapter. Every hidden lie that tried to cover your truth is being swept away, leaving only your rightful place standing. Do not mistake this exposure as chaos, it is divine order in motion. The shaking may feel overwhelming, but it is only shaking away what does not belong. When the dust settles, your life will stand stronger, clearer, and brighter than before. This is the restoration moment that was always promised. What was attempted against you has already failed, and what was signed against you has already been reversed. The time has come for you to walk forward without fear of being erased again. Type Amen to get divine blessing 4169. Her silence will soon be broken, not by choice, but by force. She will have no option but to face what she did, for the truth is pressing against every wall she built around her secret. There is no escape, no hiding place left for her lies. The unraveling will happen quickly, and those who once supported her will turn away. Their loyalty was never real, it was built on the illusion she created. And when that illusion falls apart, so will their alliance with her. You will see the evidence with your own eyes. You will hold in your hands the proof that was once hidden, and you will know without a doubt that heaven has delivered it to you. No one will be able to deny the reality of what was done in secret. This is why you have been strengthened in silence, why you were prepared in hidden seasons. Because now, in the moment of unveiling, you will be ready to stand tall and not waver. The truth will not overwhelm you, it will empower you. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 4297. The betrayal may have been crafted with precision, but it cannot outlast destiny. She may have believed she was clever, but cleverness cannot compete with divine foresight. Every detail of her plan was already seen before it was carried out. Even the very moment she placed her signature was witnessed by eyes that do not sleep. She thought she was alone, but she was never alone. And now, that signature is being brought forward as evidence against her. You are stepping into a season of exposure where hidden things will no longer remain hidden. The same light that exposes her betrayal will also reveal your strength. Those who doubted you will be forced to confront the truth face to face. Archangel Michael says, the revelation will not come to break you, it will come to crown you. What was taken will be restored, what was erased will be rewritten, and what was silenced will now be amplified. This is your moment of vindication. Type Amen to get Divine Blessing 4432.